lesson, and it's called Following God's Lead. And it's talking about answered prayers. Because we all pray here, right? We opened with a prayer from David. But sometimes does it seem like we don't have an answer to our prayers? Is there ever something specific you're praying about? Asking God for help or for guidance or a lot. I mean, he always gives us, we thank him for food that he gives us. He's very giving and gives us blessings all the time, doesn't he, Megan? He gives us, what's something that he gives to you and you have every day? That is a good one. Can you come over here? I want you to tell it in the thing. What is that one that you just said? Can you see right in here? Yeah, but right here. What was it? Love. Oh, that is awesome. Thank you. That is the best one because love kind of covers everything, doesn't it? He loves us, so he gives us food. What is another thing, Daniel, that he gives us all the time?
Kindness.
Kindness. You guys are really good. They're showing you up a little bit. Oh, we have more people. I'm recording, so we're going to just continue on. And just come in and find a place to sit, please. So we're talking about answered prayers, and Mason, for example, what is something that God gives us consistently that is a blessing that might be an answered prayer?
Living.
What? Living. He gives us life. That's good. You can spend more time. So life is an excellent one. In fact, have you ever thought, I didn't choose to be born. I'm not really that thankful for being alive right now. Have you ever thought that before?
Yes.
I've thought it, honestly.
Thankful?
Yeah.
I've not cared.
So turn that around.
Is that the same thing? It's like, I don't care.
That you don't care?
Yeah, like, you told me to do something, I'm like, no.
I'm so sorry. That's okay. They can go with you or stay in here, either one. What do you guys want to do?
Stay here.
Okay.
Stay here.
Okay. So, I think that once in a while, because I'm like, I do the best that I can, because I'm here, right, Kane?
Yes.
But sometimes I don't feel all that thankful. And yesterday, I should have taken a picture of it. I was at the store and I saw something. You shut that door, please, because that's loud. I saw something at the store that said something to the effect that I'm thankful for my life, so I'm going to show my gratitude for it. Something to that effect. I'm thankful I'm alive today. And I thought, am I thankful for my life? I am, because even though I didn't necessarily decide to be born, I still have so many ways to be grateful, and so many ways, God shows us so many ways he answers our prayer, and that's what we're talking about today. So, sometimes people say, well, he didn't answer my prayer. But God always answers prayer, doesn't he? Even if it's not in your time frame. Like Owen, say you really want a girlfriend. I'm picking on you right now. And I wish I could turn this around so I could also see you. But I don't know how to do that. There's not the flip around thing. I'll show. Here's Owen. Hi. Say hi, Owen.
Hi.
Daniel.
So, Owen, say you really, really want someone to do things with that's a girl that, not too serious because you're young. But say you want that. And say you keep seeing these girls come in your life and you're like, that is not the one. It's not. But finally, ultimately, you find an amazing woman that your mother approves of, that you really think is awesome, and meets all of your specifications. She also has a good relationship with God, and you get along really well, all these other things. But what if that happened in 10 years? Does that mean God answered your prayer but not in your time frame? Because you're like, I want a girlfriend tomorrow. You can't really dictate that, right?
Wait, his mom would have to approve of her.
Oh, mom always has to approve of her.
Why is that?
Yeah, Cain,
Her
just
name-
for posterity's sake. Posterity's sake, yes.
Her name's spelled
Anyway.
something like Claudia.
So, just think of that fact that God always answers prayers that might take longer than you want it to, but continue to persevere. And what's a key word in asking? What did we do at the beginning of Sunday school?
Pray.
Yeah, you weren't even here and you knew it.
Yeah.
We prayed.
I'm like a
We
magician.
asked God for certain things, and the one that I liked the best is David asked, what did you
What
ask?
did I ask?
Dun, dun, dun. Why don't you share it with us? Because you should remember you said it.
When did I say?
About making during prayer.
Oh yeah. Help us make good choices.
Yes. Okay, Daniel. I know you want to be in this. Can you see yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. That's
I can
Daniel.
see myself.
He said kindness earlier. He made a really good answer. So, help us make good choices. But it's also important to thank God for everything. Be grateful. And these two said really good ones. Thankful for what?
Love.
Love, and thankful for
Kindness.
kindness. God gives us those all the time, whether we want to receive them or not. Another reason people think that God doesn't answer prayers, and I want you, while we're talking about this, I want to see if you can find a verse about answering prayer. You can help him. Okay, so what if Owen, we're going to use you as this example still, you want this girlfriend, and God's like, nope, Owen's going to be single for the rest of his life.
I'm down with that.
That is an answer, isn't it?
Yeah.
God answered you, not to your liking, maybe at first, but you already said you're okay with it, so. But sometimes God gives you an answer, and it's the exact opposite of what you want to know. Do any of your parents do that?
What?
Do you ever ask your mom for something, and she gives you an answer, and it's the exact opposite of what you wanted?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that happens.
Sometimes she overextends it.
What does that mean?
She says things she shouldn't say while saying it.
No, that's
Well, let's not go into that. But
that's for
sometimes we get the answer that we do not want. And yep, that one. Or you can look it up in my Bible too. Cain and David are looking up some verses that talk about God's ears being open to us praying. But we have to know, and it's kind of about being mature enough, that we're growing enough and that we're wise enough. And I have to tell you, the answers you two gave are wiser in your years than you are old. I wouldn't have expected you both to say that. Those are great answers. The point is, God will answer prayer according to His will. What does that mean? What's His will? That's something we say a lot, but I don't know if you guys understand what that means. His will, do you know? It's like I have the will to go on. It's His
power to
His power. That's a really good word for it.
His effort.
Yes, according to His plan.
Oh.
But effort is good. Power, according to His power, that's excellent. God answers because He is the most wise being ever created. He wasn't even created. He's always been. But He is the most wise being. He's not a person. He's a being. He knows everything. So He knows that maybe something we ask for isn't the best thing for us. Cain, can you please read, including the verse name, read the verse that you found?
1 Peter 3:12. For the eyes of the Lord are over the righteous, and His ears are open unto their prayers, but the face of the Lord is against them that do evil.
Yes, so he always hears us, but he will respond to us if we are following the rules set forth in our rule book. What's our rule book called?
The
The
Bible.
The Bible. That is our ultimate manual. If we're following those, we're not perfect, are we? Are we perfect?
Obviously.
Obviously not.
Nothing's wrong at all.
He knows that we're going to fail, but every time we do that, we have to pick ourselves back up, and we have to try again, try to follow those rules as best we can. And that is really the point. If we are striving to be closer to God, He'll help us out. He'll give us a boost. Did you find one, David?
Yeah, it's not that good.
Well, let's see what you came up with.
And if we know that He hears us, whatever we ask, we know that what we have asked of Him. We know that we have what we asked of Him.
Okay.
That pretty much.
Where is that found? Did you already say?
No, 1 John 5. 1 John 5:15.
So, in a little bit different terminology, but everything we have, we got from God. Did you know that even if you think something, you're really asking it? It's not really praying, but even if you think it, did you know that?
Wait, what?
Even if you think something, that's what you're asking for.
Ow.
Think about that, because some of the thoughts we have, we're asking for things that maybe aren't in jiving with our manual here.
Not.
So our thoughts matter. What you think about is what you're actually striving for. Is that a concern to anyone?
A little bit.
I have a lot of thoughts in a day.
Yeah,
We
I
all
don't
have a
even know
lot
what's
of
going on.
thoughts in a day, like millions.
Mm.
But the more we think, try to think thoughts that go along with the Bible, the more we will have those thoughts, because we will be closer to God. Does that make sense? Kane, did you find?
Yeah.
Can you read that?
Matthew 25:23. His Lord said unto him, Well done, good and faithful servant. Thou hast been faithful over a few things. I will make thee ruler over many things. Enter thou into the joy of thy Lord.
I honestly was not listening, but I believe you. I was looking at my notes.
Oh, okay.
But no, thank you for reading that, and thank you guys for looking some verses up. One thing I wanted to say is, God has things in mind for all of us. Every single one of us in here, and people that aren't in here. Even you, Mason, because you're making crazy faces over there. He has a plan for every single one of us.
Oh, 7.4 billion.
But we can decide, do I want to go closer to God? Or do I want to go further away from Him? And just know that His plan for us is more fabulous and fantastic than anything you've ever thought of on your own. No dream. You can't even imagine what He has in plan for you.
Everything.
No.
Did you know that?
That's the answer.
Well, now you know.
No.
So I think, did you know that, Daniel?
Yeah.
You're hiding.
Oh, shield.
He has the most fabulous thing in plan for us. We cannot even imagine. Why would we not want that bigger picture? Why would we not want to do what He wants us to do?
Okay.
But yet, all of us make decisions every day. Some are for God, some are not. Some are against God, right?
Yeah.
So it is our decision to think about those things and make the best decisions we can based on, again, the Bible. That is our guidebook. Not our own brain. Our own brains are human. They are sometimes kind of dumb.
That's true.
Am I right? Am I right? We make dumb decisions sometimes, myself included.
Okay.
You look up there, pray without ceasing is found. So are we supposed to ask God for things? If we think, well, he's not going to answer like I want anyway, are we supposed to pray to him?
Oh, yeah.
What's one of the most famous prayers that we pray all as a group sometimes? That tops
Prayer.
Oh, well,
the
that's
Lord's
always-
Prayer. Where is that found?
Matthew 6:9
Yes. So the part in that is, well, we ask for, give us this day our daily bread. That means please give us healthy food. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. What's temptation?
Bad thing?
What?
Bad thing?
Like
Yes.
you want to do something, but
Going down that road away from God. That's
Um,
temptation.
I'm here, nothing
That's,
bad will
oh,
happen.
well,
I did
my
it.
friends are doing some
Okay.
questionable things. They say things they shouldn't say.
They're
They take
vaping.
God's,
I should maybe.
yeah, and no, you shouldn't. I know you're giving that as an example. If your friends are starting to do drugs, even though they're not that big of a deal, that is a big deal because first of all of your brains are still growing,
Until we're
and that
25.
messes. Yeah, don't do anything bad with your brains till you're 25. Then you do whatever you
I'm
want,
gross, so 20.
and by that time, you probably will make better decisions because you're used to it.
Cause I'm
Aren't girls
Think
developed
about that.
at 20 or something
What?
like that? Aren't girls' brains fully developed at 20?
Probably.
Because they're more intelligent.
Yeah.
We're more mature than most men, and that's not 100%
What you
of the
trying to
time.
say?
But
It's 20.
Your body grows faster than we do.
I had to find a page.
Yeah, a lot of them are shorter than us.
so we are told to pray. I mean, the prime example, the Lord's Prayer, Jesus was teaching us how to pray in that prayer, wasn't he?
Mhm.
Why it's called the Lord's Prayer.
Oh.
He covered every single piece of what we should do. Being thankful, asking for things, all those different things.
Okay.
Go ahead and read that.
1 Thessalonians 5:16 through 18. Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, and everything give thanks.
Ceasing,
CC.
not seizing. They're two different things.
Or-
I'm just pointing that out. What is it? What does ceasing mean? Pray without ceasing.
Stopping.
Don't stop praying. Does that mean we have to pray 100% of the time? We kind of are praying 100% of the time because, like I said, our thoughts are putting out what we are asking for constantly. Be careful what you're thinking about. That's where everything starts.
It's hard to control what you're thinking.
It is you can only control two things. One thing is your thoughts, and the other is your own actions. It is not hard if you practice it.
Well, your actions is easy, but your thoughts.
No, like the,
If
like
you
your inner
decide it's
thoughts.
hard, then it will be hard. But those are the only things that you can control. What are they? Do you know?
Not in action.
Yes. So here's a thing that I want all of you to look at me while I'm saying this. We all have to be accountable for that. And that means own it. If I thought about something I shouldn't have thought about, I'm going to direct my thoughts back to where they should be. Don't say, well, it's not my fault. Somebody else told me that. They told me it was good. They told me I was okay. And you notice I'm getting kind of whiny and saying it's not my fault. You know what? We all decide what we think by what we're putting in our brains. And we decide how we're going to react to situations. Those are the only two things in life we can control. Don't you think we should flex that muscle and learn how to do those things beber?
Friction muscle pretty easy.
This muscle? Gotta learn how to flex this muscle. This one's the most important one.
No, actually, it's
It's also
somewhere around
confusing.
here.
Okay, that they are kind of tied, your heart and your mind.
Or your heart's a muscle.
Brain.
So, your brain, you have control of what you put in it, and that is how you control your thoughts. That is one thing I want everybody to take away from here today. Don't tell me it's someone else's fault because of what you said or did. Own it. And if you said something you shouldn't have, say, you know what? I did that. I shouldn't have done that. And I will do better next time. So yeah, we're supposed to go to God and ask Him for things and thank Him for things and ask Him to make us better people because He hears us. Like in the verse, one of the verses we read earlier. I think it's the first one you read. He hears us,
1 Peter
right?
12.
Because sometimes does it feel like God's really far away and we're not connected to Him at all because we can't see Him. But He is all around all the time. He hears us and He knows. He knows. He wants to have a great relationship with us. Doesn't He, Daniel?
Uh-huh.
So, go away. So, it's something we all need to work on. And we can ask for help by doing what? By praying. Excellent, yes. And the more we ask, what does it say? Ask and ye shall receive.
Yes.
Knock and the door will be open. If we really want it, which we can decide, if we really want it and really want to do great things with our lives, ask for it. And be ready to receive that from